God is moving. It's Young People Nation.
Welcome to Young People Nation. Listen to us weekly as we commit to bring transparency, healing, and truth to the everyday situations in life that might bring you down. Join us for your weekly dose of inspiration. Thank you for listening to Young People Nation. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And now, here's your host, Eugene and Donna Perry.
Let's go. Christ is the foundation. Know his word gon' lead us. Know I'm already going. Taking steps I believe in. Giving guidance to the youth. Giving guidance to the lost. Giving the world to the project. Lead them back to the cross.
Welcome to Young People Nation, and thank you so much for subscribing, listening. Thank you so much to our audience, and thank you so much to God first and our supporters and those who are giving into this. It's amazing when people say, how do I send you some money to this this movement? Mm-hmm. We're loving it. Thank you, because it takes money to run things, okay?
Yep, send that money, y'all.
Yeah. So we're just blessed. And if you ever want to reach out to us, we're youngpeoplenation1@gmail.com. We have a website that's going to be being developed very soon. Mm-hmm. And so God is doing some great things on this platform. Now, we're back with session 4 with Mr. Rell Chavis.
We back, 4 for 4.
Yes. He is the Rell Cut experience barber. He is amazing. And you're part of a group of men called the DA Tribe, TRIBE.
Yes, ma'am, the Tribe.
And talk about them.
So the Tribe, and before I even dive into what it means to me, the Tribe stands for defeating adversity. The W is silent, but it's while transforming regular individuals beyond expectations.
Love it.
All right.
Love it. So what does that mean to you?
It's, community. It means community. It means fellowship.
Okay.
The reason why is because you can't do it by yourself.
That's right.
So I feel like you get a lot further in life when you have other people around you.
Yes.
Because I learn from everybody.
Yes.
I learn from everybody. I take what I can and I apply it to my life to the best of my abilities. But just really understanding that even though we are all on our different journeys, even though we all have different occupations, we're all connected in somehow, some way.
Yes.
So being in a group like the Tribe, and it's not even really a group, being in a family, being in a community like the Tribe, is definitely divine. Like, I knew from the moment that I interacted and I met some of the family members that was a part of it. I was like, yo, this is everything that I prayed for.
Yes.
Like, I prayed God to send me people in my life and resources in my life and opportunities that can help me become the best version I can possibly be. So having a community such as the Tribe is everything, and especially coming from where I come from.
That's powerful. And this is what our session 4 is about. It's about building you for your next. So you're already in that element. So we talked about long suffering and mental health when we met. How is that working, or how does that help develop you?
Well, of course, y'all know anything that's worth having, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen the day that you thought about it. The goal is not going to be met the day that you write it down. It's just like a farmer. You know what I'm saying? You plant that seed, and you allow that seed to do what that seed needs to do so that it can sprout out of the ground. A farmer doesn't put a seed in the ground and every day he digs it up. Because every time you dig it up, you're stopping it from flourishing. You're stopping it from doing and blossoming the way that it's supposed to blossom. So early on, at the age of 13, I just really had a conversation with myself as a kid. And I was like, man, why is it that the only time I really have money is around Christmas time, and I don't even celebrate Christmas now. But when I did, that was the only time I had money on my birthday. Those was the 2 days. Those is like paydays for kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's when you feel like you're the richest. But where I'm getting to is when I noticed that and observed that for myself, I was like, okay, cool. How can I put myself in position to where that's not the only time, like where I get to determine where I can more so make my money or keep money in my pockets. And that's when I started diving into entrepreneurship. Now, a lot of people, when they hear the word entrepreneurship, they automatically think that you have it made. No, it's a valley that you got to go through. You know what I'm saying? And even for people that still have what they have still to this day, there still is a process. It's not going to just be a walk in the park. So I had to learn and develop long suffering. I had to learn and develop my faith with knowing that everything is not going to come overnight. But if I continue to keep going, if I continue to do the right things, just like it states in the Bible, it will be added if it's in God's will. So.
Okay.
See you take the fun out using the microwave.
Instant, right?
Instant. That's what I have right now. You know.
But if you think about it though, the difference between microwavable food,
come on,
and the difference between food that's cooked in the oven or even food that's cooked on the grill, two different tastes. Which taste you want?
Yeah. Oh, you need to patent that one.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the truth. Instant, or let it sit there and simmer, and you get all the flavors of it.
Like them lamb chops.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
You talking about them lamb chops at Chop House? They were good. They were delicious.
I'm still thinking about it to this day.
Let's talk about also the power of not being afraid to fail. You know, sometimes as young people, or even as us, you're afraid to fail. So therefore, sometimes you don't reach out there and go out there and do that thing that God is telling you to do. You know, I'll use the podcast here, for instance. He just told us start doing the podcast. He didn't give us everything at one time. Absolutely. So what is some of the things you've experienced and not being afraid to fail?
It was a quote that I heard early on. It went by like this: you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And when I heard that, I was like, dang, that made sense. Everything that I've ever accomplished in my life thus far just came with a decision of wanting something different, despite me knowing how I was going to get it. Because sometimes the how isn't up to us. The how is up to God.
Right.
Yes.
It's the decision that we got to make for ourselves on what we want. And once we make that decision, the quicker you will fail forward. And I feel like the person that can fail soon or fail fast and fail big is the person that's going to become closer with their relationship with God the sooner. Because as I stated before, when you fail, it's that feeling like, oh, I need to do something. Like you feel empty. You feel like you're back against the wall. You feel like you don't have everything. But during that time, while you're in that quote unquote pit, that's when God can use you the most. That's when you're more open to hear what he has to say. Because he's always present.
Yes.
He ain't never left. Like a lot of us, we feel like he's quiet or he's not speaking to us.
Right there.
He's right there.
Yes. Yes. That
All you
is
gotta
so
do is just
true.
stop and just listen.
Yes.
I know God told me one time, I said, God, why am I always by myself? And now I'm sitting here and ain't nobody around and I'm quiet. And then God said, now I can get a word in since you shut up. I said, God.
However he got to deliver it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's that personal relationship with God.
Absolutely.
And so that's powerful because sometimes I believe this works on your mental health, just putting too much on yourself and running ahead of things.
Yeah.
and then you end up falling. You be like, then you blame God, and God be like, I ain't tell you.
I did not tell you to do that.
I ain't tell you to do that. Okay. I remember I've had several situations in my life like, man, I did this, did that. I ain't tell you to do that. Mm-hmm. You did that yourself.
Right, you just heard it. You just you did that. I didn't tell you to do that.
I ain't in that, so you trying to get me to sign on what you decided to do.
Right.
It ain't happening.
Yep,
so,
doing things you weren't meant to do.
Yes, so that is so true, and it's good that you're learning this at a young age to, wait a minute, let me pause and see if this is what I really need to be doing. And then sometimes it's, when he's telling you to do something, it's like, depending on the individual, you're trying to figure out in your mind, and again, that can cause a train wreck in your brain because you're overthinking.
Oh my God. That thing right there, overthinking, you procrastinating.
Fearful,
all that, all of the above.
All that, and it works on your mental, and then it's not like God runs out of people to use. Like if you say, "Well, no, I'm not going to do that." Okay.
Next up,
I'll get someone. I can use a vessel now.
I know that a perfect example of that was trying to cross the street, and you push a little button and all, but the light is red for not going, and you don't see nobody coming. You said, do I go or don't go? Well, you weren't meant for you to go. That's why the light's red.
Yes.
And then when the light change and all, you go by. But then there's a time limit. Like I found out in New York. There's a time limit. I was going over there, and New York got about 20 lanes of traffic. So when the light changed, I thought it was like here in the South. You give you time to get by. No. That once I say ding, all them cabs out to get you.
Better hurry up.
Fast. And sometimes it can be like that when God's telling you to do something, you have to move now.
Yeah, it's got time limit.
You can't go back and say, well, I meant to do that. And it's just up to God, however he chooses to do it.
Preparation means opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that investment in Nike. Yep.
Yeah. We're going to sidebar there, but yeah. This is something we talked about. But because if we had moved like the Lord gave them, that would have been different.
Yeah.
So, but now I know better.
Yeah.
You educate yourself for life, and you're a huge student of financial growth in the community. Share with your peers as a young man the vitality, the vitalness of that.
The earlier the better. Is how I feel. The earlier you can start investing your time and your energy towards these specific topics, the better off you will be. And not just for yourself, but for the people around you, and also for the people that's coming up after you once you leave this earth. It's
legacy,
generational, not just generational wealth, but also generational health as well.
Yes.
So you got to make sure that it's a lot of distraction in this world. It's easy to get distracted in the midst of everything that's going on.
Yes.
But you have to, what they say, understand the assignment.
Yes.
You got to understand what you need to do. You got to take care of your priorities because everything that you see is going to always be there.
Yeah.
The club is going to always be there.
Talk about that one.
Like the food, the restaurants, all of those things are always going to be there. But make sure that you're taking that time out to set aside and make sure that you're positioning yourself for the future.
Yes.
Because if you don't pay that price today, if you don't pay that price right now, you're going to have to pay that price later.
That's right. That's it. Because time moves fast. Yes.
I know one of the biggest things in life is the average person, when they turn around 55 or 60, they're just buying a house. You about to the end of your journey, and you just getting the house. But really, you should be getting that house in your early 20s. Yeah. So that you'll be able to enjoy it later on instead of passing that house on to somebody else that don't want it.
Well, and also if you buy in your 50s, maybe you're traveling a lot, but you pay cash for it. How about that?
Yeah, you can do
pay
that.
the food.
Yeah, that's right.
sounds good.
Pay it. Just you go buy what you want when you're ready to say that this is home.
Right.
Because like for us, we was in the military. It didn't make sense
No.
to go and buy a house and you get ready to move 2 or 3 years later. However, God graced us to buy it at the right time, and all is well. And those financial decisions, like you said, they start early, because one of the things, and I will say this, the danger of living a life that you really cannot afford,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
or just to make yourself look like, man, she got Louis Vuitton, she driving a Mercedes,
Keeping up with the Jones.
yeah, but you can't maintain the maintenance on a Mercedes. I had to tell a young man that wanted one, came by my office. He said, man, I feel like he was a young man. I said, son, do you know how much a set of tires costs?
Y'all don't know.
And you're young. You don't have to have this, okay? Go get you a Honda or a Toyota.
What you see me drive?
A Toyota.
No, a Honda.
A Honda Accord.
A Honda Accord.
But they last forever.
Yeah, they do.
And they somewhat, their value stays the same.
Yes,
But
yes.
but guess what though? Before I had that Honda, I had a Benz, a Mercedes.
Okay.
So I learned my lesson.
See, yeah.
I learned my lesson. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it looks good, it rides great, but understand what comes with that.
Yes.
Whenever you're asking for something or whenever you get something, understand the responsibilities.
That's right.
That it takes to not just get that thing, but maintain that thing.
And also, where can you park it? Well,
Oh yeah,
without them tires getting taken.
especially in Atlanta.
Oh Lord, baby. Oh wow. And so, growing up fast and the consequences of not managing your time, and we're going to end on this, operating in faith for life. Share with the audience what that looks like for you as a young man.
Operating in my
Growing up fast and the consequences of not managing time or operating for life process. You kind of hit on that earlier.
Yeah. But before I really, I'm getting better. But before, I was just freestyling. I was just allowing the day to define me.
Right.
I was going by the day instead of setting the tone. But what I learned is, a man that doesn't plan is planning to fail. It's just like getting in a car. You having a set destination or place that you're wanting to get to, but you haven't put in your phone where you want to go. So you got to make sure that you're planning out your day ahead. You got to make sure that you're
That's good.
managing your time wisely. One
Yes.
thing, a habit that I do, especially as a barber, before sunlight even come, I make sure that I take care of what I need to take care of as a man and for myself before the sun comes
Right.
up. Because once that sun comes up, it's showtime.
That's it.
It's time to get active. It's
Yes.
time
Right.
to get some money. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yeah.
So, it's just, I learned, and my dad always told me, it's a time and a place for everything.
Yes, it is.
There's no sense of playing the game throughout the day when you can play the game once the sun goes down and you've taken care of your priorities.
You hear that, young folks? Say that last part again about the game.
It's no point of, you're only hurting yourself when you play the game at the time that you're not supposed to play the game.
Right.
I had to learn that if you play that game after the sun goes down and you take care of your priorities first, you can actually enjoy it. It's just like going on a vacation after you have accomplished a goal. And going on vacation and having that goal or having that thing on your mind.
Right.
You can't really enjoy that time.
Yes.
You can't really be in that relaxation state of mind because you're thinking about, oh dang, I didn't do this.
Yes.
I didn't do that.
Yes.
So that's the way I do it.
That's wonderful. Terrell, you are a very wise young man, and we look forward to doing more with you. This is definitely not your last with us.
Yep.
And we are very grateful that I'm grateful I met you. And when we met at SRP,
Yes, ma'am,
you
we
know,
did.
it was like I told my husband, I said, oh yeah, he's gonna be on there. And so thank you so much for speaking to the young people who are listening, parents who are listening. Share this wisdom with all 4 sessions that we've had with Mr. Terrell Chavis.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so we're at the end of session 4, and again, we always like to give out the mental health hotlines. That's the 988 hotline. For those who like to text, that's 741-741. That's free 24/7 service. There is the NAMI, NAMI, that's the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And you can go to their website and reach out by the state you live in. There's a general community resource number, 211, that's 24/7. And if nothing else, call 911. Mr. Perry.
I was just reading in the paper today about this young man. He went out there and he got a wife. He got two other baby mamas, and so altogether he got 7 kids. So when all the child support and everything paid, he ain't got nothing left for himself. The decisions that you make will come back to make your life miserable, and he can't even enjoy the kids that he got because the kids are now being used as a scapegoat for a better life of the mother. So you have to use wisdom and put God first in the decisions that you make, and try to live the life that you are meant to be and want to live, and not let society dictate what you must do next. This has been Young People Nation. Remember, there is always hope.
There's always hope.
Stand on business.
Yes.
Let's go. Christ is the foundation. Know his word gon' lead us. Know I'm already going. Taking steps I believe in. Giving guidance to the youth. Giving guidance to the lost. Give the world to the project. Lead them back to the cross. He the #1 prospect. He the top boss. I was broke, I was empty. He the one that paid the cost. Really thought that I was cool. There was nothing like the savior. Now it's time for the truth. The whole world been waiting. It's Young People Nation. 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 The whole world been waiting. Whatever you going through, I know what he gonna do. Don't matter the circumstance, we going back to the root. Keep going, keep going. Let that seed keep growing. You need peace and we know it. Now it's time to live holy. Young People Nation. You know what time it is. Young People Nation. Get ready, the time is here. Get ready, we vibing here. We about to let God in here. Young People Nation. It's Young People Nation. Yeah, do it for the heavens, you know where we going. Influenced by his love, you know we gotta show it. It's time to put the youth onto what God is doing. Cause I can tell you now, right now, that God is moving. It's Young People Nation.